I'm going to use peas for the peas and egg soup. And I simply have a one 10-ounce package of frozen peas. You see? And they're going to go in the pot. So in they go. These haven't even melted yet, for heaven's sakes. But that's all right. We'll get by. We'll bring that to a simmer. We're not going to put any meat in the peas and egg soup. It's going to be peas and eggs. That's all there is to it. Whoop. This one's about ready to go here. Just coming up to a simmer. So that means the pork is finished. Let me get some vegetables. For the vegetables on this one I would like to use are called bok choy. And I found some baby bok choy at the market yesterday. Aren't these cute little things? It's a member of the mustard family. And it's very, very delicious. So we'll just chop up some bok choy. That's plenty. That's plenty. Just some green in the soup. I won't need any more than that. All right. Oh, time flies when you're having fun. We're about ready here. That one's ready. Let's see. What else we want to put in there? For the bean curd, I also want to add a little bit of water chestnut. That would be good. I'm just putting in some chopped water chestnut. And if I'm really in a classy mood, I'll throw in a couple of mushrooms, Chinese mushrooms. I have soaked these already, so I'm just going to slice them up a bit and throw them in. There. All right, that's about ready to go. In goes the green. Remember the green I was telling you, the bok choy? It's a very light flavor. There you are. You can find this in a lot of supermarkets now. I'm so glad that Americans are finally admitting the fact that we have better food than almost anybody. I'm going to let that get hot, see how the peas are doing. Up, they're fine. All right. Bring those up to temperature. Let's get a third one going, huh? Just keep watching them. Just takes a minute to cook peas and eggs, but we have to whip up the eggs. So for peas, one whole egg, we're all set there. Stock, for the bean curd soup now, I put the bean curd, pork, the bok choy, and now we need a little salt and pepper. And the interesting thing about Chinese soups is they use white pepper. White pepper is it's really a very different flavor. A little bit of white pepper in the soup, not too much. Oh, that's probably 1/8 of a teaspoon. And I think I'll put in just a pinch of salt. There we are. And you see, that's about ready to go. So I'm going to stir that and then add to that 1 egg. But we're going to do that in a bowl. This is the fun part. This is the fun part. The soup is ready to serve now. So I'm going to put it in a soup tureen or a soup pot here. Oh, not quite a room enough for all of this, Smith. That's plenty. All right. And we're going to add 1 egg. And this is what you do. Just crack the egg and put it in there. You see that? It's under the waves, and it'll cook on the way to the table. So we'll put some garnish on that, and the only garnish we need is a little bit of chopped green onion. There. Oh, this is a good soup. And some sesame oil. Sesame oil. Buy the dark oil that you find in the Oriental shop, not in the health food store. That's not sesame oil that's been toasted. We want the toasted stuff. Now, what happens? Well, when you go to the table with this dish, here's the one. When you go to the table with this dish and set it down, oops, oh, that's hot. I'm going to set it in front of you now, and then we'll stir it up, and I'll show you what's going to happen. Because the egg is cooked long enough now. I've walked from the kitchen to the table. This is how the Chinese would put egg in soup. Now you look for the egg. Here, egg. Here, egg. Well, I know I put it in there. This is great fun if you have one of your kids look for the egg. Here it is. You see? Found the yolk. Run him up to the side and pop it. Just pop the yolk and then stir the soup, and it suddenly becomes terribly rich and absolutely delicious. This is a wonderful soup. Peas and eggs are next. Now the other way that you can use eggs for thickening in a soup is to make egg flours. This is simple. So for peas and eggs, we want to do this. We have the stock. I want to put in some water chestnuts. And we have 3 eggs beaten. There we are. Where are my 3 eggs beaten? Here we are. Well, they weren't beaten before, but they're beaten now. Whip them up. And your soup comes up to temperature. Just pour them in there. See what I'm doing? Just pour them in a little thin stream. And don't stir it. Not yet, anyhow. Now, you count to 23. Oh, I'm teasing you. Stop it. Stop it. Whatever it is. Let's see. It's just about ready here. Let's get our garnish. No, it's time to stir. Here we go. Now, you see what's happened? There, you have egg flowers. Do you see? Now, if you stir it too soon, you'll have the kind of soup that I've already served. But if you stir it just after you pour them in thin streams, then you'll have egg flowers. It's very tender and very, very delicious. Let's get a bowl for that one. This is a marvelous casserole that's great for soup. So for our garnish, isn't it beautiful? The gals let's see, what's the other one? Out on the boat. Isn't it a beautiful thing? All right, for our soup then, we have peas and eggs in good Chinese chicken broth. And to that, we want to add a bit of vinegar. That's our other garnish. And I'm going to use some white vinegar if I can find it here. Let's see. Here it is. Little white vinegar, not much, just a smidgen. There we are. And some garnish of onion. Da-dum. And a bit of, where did I put it? Sesame oil, again. And you have a wonderful soup of peas and eggs. Now, I could be making Chinese soups for a month here. But I have, oh, there. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do all of these for you. What's next? Oh, I have one. Got to show you this one. Got to do it. Hold on here. This one is a seaweed soup. If I catch you slamming your door like that with your knee when your mother's around, I'll get your head. Be careful. Figure out what's going to happen before you set things down, right? Where you can find a place to put things before you take them out of the oven or the stove or whatever it is. It's very hot. This is a seaweed soup. Stock, pork. See the chopped up pieces of pork? This was dried seaweed that I soaked ahead of time. And to that, we're going to add some chestnuts, some water chestnuts, and crack in a little bit of green onion and sesame oil, and then the old raw egg routine again. Where's another raw egg? Here we are. Put in another egg and let that cook. As it cooks, there. Sink. Oh, the paddle was in the way. See, shame on me. Now it's gone. Do you see what happened? I had the paddle in the way. Now it'll cook. Let's give that a minute as we go on to our next one. And as the pile gets thicker and higher and deeper, I love it. Soups are wonderful things to have. There's a fish and lettuce soup I'm not going to have time to make for you, but I do have some double-boiled soup. Craig, will you bring those over? Double-boiled soups from China are fascinating because they're made with little casseroles. I don't know where you're going to find these, but thank you, Fran. Can you just set them right out here and I'll get a couple bowls for them? You see this? Isn't this fun? Thank you. Oh, boy. Thanks, Craig. If you don't know who Craig is my assistant. Craig is my culinary consultant and my helper. No, I don't cook all of this food by myself. Now, watch this one. These are little double boiler pots. They were in a pot of boiling water, you see. Oh, that's hot. Wow. And this one is a classic. See if I can get the pieces out of here to show you. This is a classic called mushroom and chicken. Well, of course. Whoops, I've got the wrong one. This is the interesting one. That is a chicken foot. Do you see it? That is a chicken foot. And there's another chicken foot in here. And this dish, this is a soup called double-boiled soup. I've got to get a pot holder. I'm going to burn myself to death. This double-boiled soup is made of chicken broth, Chinese chicken broth, mushrooms, chicken feet, and red dates. Do you see the little red dates in there? And raw peanuts. Now, I know this sounds strange to you, but the Chinese claim that this wonderful soup of red dates, mushrooms, chicken feet, and peanuts, you see all these items? Here's a red date, peanuts, and the mushrooms and the chicken feet, is one of the most healthy, invigorating, healing soups that you can possibly have. My friend Mary Young claims that this will help solve cancer. I can't believe such a thing. And I'm not advocating it for that reason. I'm advocating it because it's delicious and because the Chinese are the oldest herb doctors in the world. There. All right, we're going to have to get off the Chinese soups, but I'll just show you this one. Just take the lid off. This is simply mushroom and chicken. Just a nice piece of chicken, a couple pieces of chicken with some mushrooms and a little bit of green onion. And this is served at the table this way in restaurants in Hong Kong. These pots, by the way, come from mainland China, and they're called the Dragon Kiln China, Chinese factory, you see. Isn't that fun? All right.